Good evening and welcome to Country Time with Quinn, where I'll be coming to a web TV near you. With over 2.5 million views in over 214 countries, this show is live on the internet every Friday evening from 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT. If you would like your artists or venues featured on the show, or any of your DVDs featured, you can contact drumlinmedia@gmail.com, or you can send them to Quinn's Country Time, Cavan TV Studios, Conley Street, Cavan, County Cavan. And tonight we're going to be talking to a friend of mine all the way from New York, Andy Cooney, and he's brought some of his band with him. A fabulous guy. He also brought along 80 guests with him to Ireland. And we caught up with him in the Cavan Crystal Hotel, and he's on a musical tour of Ireland. Let's talk to Andy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Cavan Crystal Hotel, where Andy Cooney has brought a group of American people over here to Ireland, and they're on tour at the moment. But tonight, they're in a beautiful venue here in the Trinity Suite, here in the hotel, where music and everything is going finest.
Down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, and in that bog there was a hole, rare hole, the Redland hole in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, and in that bog there was a tree, rare tree, a Redland tree in the hole, in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog. Down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, and on that tree there was a limb, rare limb, a Redland limb on the tree, in the hole, in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, and on that limb there was a branch, rare branch, a Redland branch in the limb, on the tree, in the hole in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, and on that branch there was a twig, rare twig, a Redland twig on the branch, and the limb, on the tree, in the hole in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh. And on that twig there was a nest, rare nest, a Redland nest on the twig, and the branch, and the limb, on the tree, in the hole in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, and on that nest there was an egg, rare egg, a Redland egg on the nest, on the twig, and the branch, and the limb on the tree, in the hole in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, and on that egg there was a bird, rare bird, a Redland bird on the egg, in the nest, on the twig, and the branch, and the limb on the tree, in the hole in the bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, road the Redland bog, down in the valley, oh, hey, hey.
Is Mr. Andy Cooney. He's a fabulous musician and singer-songwriter. Andy, welcome to Ireland.
Thank you, Seamus. It's great to be here once again. And we're in Cavan. This is great.
We're in Cavan, that's right. We've been coming here a number of years now, and you've been bringing a lot of people here to Ireland as well. Not alone you come on your own with your family and do music all around Ireland, but you also bring groups as well.
Yeah, it's been something that I've been doing for over 20 years, Seamus, and it's been really an honour to show Ireland to all of these fine people that want to see Ireland, and they see it in a very different way with us because we put a little music twist onto it.
I've no doubt of that. And later on, I hope to get talking to some of those people and get their views and opinions of Ireland and all that goes with it. But for now, you arrived into Ireland when?
We arrived in actually yesterday. And we got all loaded up on the coach, and we came right to Cavan, to the Cavan Crystal Hotel. We spent yesterday at that lovely museum out in Ballyjames Duff, the Cavan County Museum. A lady named Savina.
Correct.
O'Donoghue. She looked after us in a great way, and it was a great way to kick off our trip to Ireland.
You've seen sites around Cavan now before you actually leave as well?
Well, you know, I'm sure hoping that I can be an influence to other tour people that are in the business, to bring coaches here to Cavan, because especially after the experience we had yesterday with the museum, and there is so much here for people to see, and the people are great. I'm looking forward to the show tonight, and you know, so hopefully I can be a bit of an influence to get more tourists here to Cavan.
Well, going from the last time I've seen you in Ireland and up in the Burlington in Dublin as well, you were a fabulous influence. I spoke to a number of people, and what they will say is, he's one of our own.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, my wife, all her family are from Cavan. They're all Connatys and Rileys.
Oh, they couldn't be any better.
Oh, yes. In fact, today we went out to the house where her dad was born in Alakan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just outside of Cavan town here, just a few miles just outside the town. So that was a great moment for my wife to be there. We took pictures, and the house is no longer, you know, nobody is living in it, but still, you know, the memories are screaming. These are the type of things that are going on, and so we're having a great time.
And tomorrow then you're heading for Galway?
Heading for Galway tomorrow. And we'll be in Galway City. We'll be there for 2 nights. We're going to have another music party. And, of course, some of the great Galway musicians are going to come down, like Sean Keane and his brother Matt, Carmel Dempsey. Hopefully my good old buddy Frankie Gavin will show up.
Oh, fantastic.
So, and tonight's show in Cavan, Andreas Durkin will give our people a performance.
And Andreas is a fabulous singer, and he's a great person all around.
Absolutely. He comes out to the States. He goes on my big cruise of Irish Stars, and he's part of our family. Yeah.
And getting on to the cruise, well, you're running a cruise there now, beginning of 2015.
Yes, I am. And we usually bring about 1,000 people on this cruise, and I'm very happy to say that we're going to have a very well-known and talented Irish performer with us named Mike Denver.
Oh, fantastic.
And we're really looking forward to having him, and I know all the people are going to love him, especially the people in the States who haven't really been exposed to his music. So I know they're going to love him, and we have some people from Ireland coming on the cruise, and so it's going to be a great cruise, along with about another 15, 18 different performers and bands.
I know that already, and one of those performers I was speaking to him, and he was looking forward to it, was Patrick Feeney as well.
Oh, that's right, Patrick Feeney. My God, another talented guy. Looking forward to having him, Patrick, as well. Another entertainer from here, Declan Onger.
Oh, I know.
Wonderful accordionist and singer. They love him, you know, ever since we started bringing him. Ronan Tynan is coming with us. The big man, yeah, he's coming with us.
Noel V?
Noel V will be with us, of course.
Couldn't be a trip without Noel V.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what we did yesterday, which was absolutely nuts? We landed in Dublin. We drove here to Cavan, and half the coach drove back to Dublin to see the cabaret last night.
Oh, my God.
And everybody was so tired, but when we all got on the coach on the way back to Cavan, everybody said, you know, we're so glad we did this, because it was a fantastic show.
And a fantastic show, there is no doubt. That's what people love. Yeah. When they're on holiday, they put all their energy into whatever it is, and they can go back and think about it and look at the photographs and say, this is what I've seen and what I enjoyed.
Well, you know, all I can say is that as we travel through Ireland, and people go on my Facebook, Andy Cooney on Facebook, they could see our travels and where we're going, and you're more than welcome to stop into any of our parties. You know, as I say, the more the merrier. We have about 80 people with us on this tour to Ireland. So, so we're hoping to, I hope we put some type of injection into the Irish economy.
I have no doubt of that. And folks, 80 people is quite a number of people coming into this country. It's about 2 busloads.
Yes, 2 busloads. Yes. So if you see that we have a party anywhere, you're welcome. And that's what it's all about. It's just having fun and people enjoying their heritage and coming to see Ireland, you know, I wrote a song with Phil Coulter, and it's on my previous CD. I just came out, and the song is about that. Ireland is calling us home, yes. And even if you're not born here, and you have roots here, it's the type of place that just calls you home. Magnet. It really is. It is a very special thing in America to have that relationship.
A lot of people in America, and I know in a family there, and they always, when they're talking to people, they're asking the question about home and what's it like and has things changed. And you certainly would bring a lot of that back to the people. So you would.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, as we travel through Ireland with a lot of these people, you know, these people are pretty familiar with the music and the lyrics of some of the songs. You know, here we were coming into Ballyjames Duff, and and a lot of them knew that song, Come Back, Petty Riley, and they were able to see Ballyjames Duff, you know, and this happens throughout our trip to Ireland all the time.
It's very hard to fit in everything on tours, and no matter how often you come, there's always something people tend to miss. But you certainly, the museum was well worth seeing.
Well, you know, I have to say one thing. I came here last summer with my wife and kids to Cavan. Of course, my wife came to see some of her relatives, and I got a chance to meet with the Cavan County Council. And Marianne Smith from Virginia, she introduced me to a lot of the people, and they said, Andy, we know you run the buses, and we don't get too many buses up here to Cavan, too many tourists. We seem to be a little bit off the beaten track a little bit. And I said, you know what, I will. And I was so happy with the way this hotel, the Cavan Crystal, treated me and my family here. I said, no, we're definitely going to run the group here. And to be honest with you, ever since that new road has come in from Dublin, absolutely, because we made this our first 2 nights, and we'll easily just go to Galway tomorrow, and we'll be right back on the old coast scenic track on our way down to Killarney to Cork and up to Kilkenny for a couple of nights. So it's really not, in my opinion, off the beaten track, especially since the new road is here now. I think it's going to open up. I really think it will. Well,
I know that the next couple of days you're going to have a fantastic trip travelling around Ireland, and so are the people. They are just going to be amazed at a lot of things. And knowing with you at the helm with the entertainment, it is just going to be one party after another. And your name is?
Sarah Wong.
From?
New York.
Adele from New York.
New York as well.
Patricia from New York also.
And is this your first time here in Ireland?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And your first
time?
Oh, well, isn't this just absolutely fantastic? And how do you find the people here in Ireland?
Lovely.
And any of the tours that you've been on so far?
We went to 2 tours, and the country is just beautiful. People are beautiful also.
And what is your best part of it so far on the tour?
The food and beer.
Your name is?
Kelly Malazzo from Long Island, New York.
Long Island, New York. And how are you finding the tour at the moment with Andy?
I love it. I hope to come back again, maybe.
How do you find the food as well?
The food is excellent, and the hotel is beautifully decorated, and it's very clean.
And you certainly made feel very welcome, even up to now.
Yes, very friendly and very helpful.
Yeah,
yes.
So friendly.
Well, I'm going to let you get back to the music because I know you're enjoying it, and I say thank you again very much for taking time out here to talk to us, and we look forward to talking to you inside, maybe seeing you doing a bit of dancing, and see what happens.
As long as you dance, then I'll go. You dancing with me.
Don't you worry, I'll give it my best shot.
Ann Leonard.
From?
Stoneham, Massachusetts.
And you are?
Jim Ragusa from Stoneham, Massachusetts.
And is this your first time in Ireland?
My first time. It's Ann's second time.
And your second time, and you toured here before?
Yes, yes.
And how do you find this tour so far? I know you're only here 2 or 3 days. So far?
So far, so good.
You're enjoying it?
Yes.
And how do you find the hotel and the people?
Everybody's wonderful.
How did you find everything about Ireland since you arrived here?
A lot of countryside. It's mostly countryside. I was wondering if there was more cows than people.
Tomorrow in peace once again. For what's done is done, and what's right bye bye. All right, now it's very important to sing along with everybody sways back and forth. So come on, let's get the big swing going. Come on, you guys. Back up all my cares and woes. Here I go, singing low. Bye, where somebody waits for you. Sugar sweet, so is she.
And your name is?
Sharon.
Sharon from?
Boston.
From Boston.
Actually quite outside of Boston, but nobody actually lives in Boston. No, we live outside of Boston. We do.
And your name is?
I'm Carol. I'm from Linfield, Massachusetts.
Very good.
I'm Betty, and I'm from Saugus, Massachusetts.
Aye, very nice. And your tour, how did you get to hear about it?
Well, Andy usually comes to the Irish American in Malden, and that's where we grew up, and so every year we would go see his Christmas show. And we found out about his cruise, and Sharon and I went on the cruise last year with Andy and had a wonderful time, and we heard about this, and now we're here.
We were on the cruise, and we had such great fun till the wee hours in the morning, and he's a wonderful entertainer, and he makes everyone feel so welcome.
And would this be your first trip to Ireland?
No, this is my fourth.
Very good.
I'm a corker.
And yourselves?
My first.
Very good.
Yes.
And what do you think of Ireland?
It's good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Nice and green.
If you come from America and you come here, you realize how warm and loving these people are and how we live to excess in America. And you can live quite well here, quite comfortably.
Well, people love to party here in Ireland, and I've no doubt over the coming days you are going to see a lot of that.
And I'm sure we'll see leprechauns before we leave.
All right. My next song is my favorite song, all right? Ready? You walk on the sunshine. Come on. You make me happy. Hey, put the camera on them. They sound pretty good.
And we're going to get your names. Your name is?
Jamie Hawes. And I'm Ken Hawes.
From?
Daytona Beach, Florida.
Oh, very nice. Sunny side of America. No?
Exactly right.
Is this your first trip to Ireland?
Actually, no, we're blessed. This is our second trip. We were here in 2006 with a CIE tour, and now this is our first musical tour of Ireland.
Very good. And do you have any roots here in Ireland?
We think, through my grandfather, there may be a tinge of Irish. There's a Hawes family in Kerry that came from Wales during the early settlement, and we think that may be a link to us.
Well, you certainly be down in Kerry over the coming days, so you could always go there and check out that.
That could be a possibility.
Yes, it's
a possibility indeed.
Yes.
And how do you find Andy as your host on your trip?
Oh, he's been great. We have been blessed to see Andy in the States. He comes to Flagler Auditorium, which is close to our home, during a seasonal tour for either St. Patrick's Day or Christmas. And then we've already been on the cruise with him this past January and already are signed up for next January. So Andy is a wonderful entertainer and he just makes you feel so welcome. But we had a wonderful day today. We went to the Battle of the Boyne, and then we also yesterday went to the Cavan Museum, which was fabulous. And they were so excited about the trenches that had just been opened in August. Really moving and really meaningful, of all the soldiers that had come, and that's a wonderful, terrific sight for everyone here in Cavan. Very nice.
Have you found the Irish so far, how they made you feel very welcome?
Oh, each time we've come.
And it is great to find that. And the food here in Ireland now compared to America?
It's delicious. There's Irish butter, and there's Irish cream, and there's Irish whiskey, and there's Smithwick's, which we do have in the States now. But it's nothing like on tap here in Ireland.
For I don't love you. To waste our lives would be a sin. So release me and let me go.
My first name is Niall, spelled as an Niall, and some people pronounce it as Neil or Niall, but I was christened Niall. I'm from Dublin. This is my 25th year in America, which is hard to believe. Good. Came out there in '89. I worked for many years with Aer Lingus at JFK, which is a testament to my background because they trained me well and I learned about passenger service and how to deal with customers, and I worked then from the travel agency. So I've complete full circle now, and now I run my own company called Caddy Tours, and I've known Andy for a long time, and he's put his trust and faith in me now to be the middleman to put his tours together. And he has said in his newsletter last year that it was the first time in 10 years that he's able to put two buses together. So that's a testament to me and his faith and trust in me in doing that.
Well, it certainly does, because for two buses, I know it's an awful amount of work, and you do need the middleman or a person one side that's actually able to coordinate all that, and you certainly have brought a lot of that together.
I think it's to do with the personal touch, and we had to coordinate this year people coming from the Midwest, the West Coast, and also the East Coast. So I was very prone to making sure that all the flights had left on time, and if you can believe that all the flights came in on time from Chicago and Boston and Atlanta and New York, and for all of 78 passengers there was no missing bags, so everything worked out smoothly. So that's always, so you're getting off on the right footing, getting off on a good start.
Well, that certainly says an awful lot about you as well. And when you worked with Aer Lingus for a number of years there, how long did you say, I missed there, when you started off in your own business?
I was there for 6 years, from 89 to 95, and then the company took a turn. They decided to change the core of the company, bring in contract staff, and they changed the whole platform there at JFK. But it was a great learning curve for me, because it was a family that we worked with, and you got to know people in and out, and it gave me a great learning curve, both to do what I do now as a travel agent, and how an airline works and how a tour operator works. So you bring all that together full circle, and I know now exactly what to do to make everybody happy. And
it takes an awful amount of work to actually for anybody even go through the airport, and you need somebody with the background and the know-how. And from what you're after telling me there, you're the person that one would need to be talking to, because you can cut through an awful lot of red tape as well for people, and that's what people want. They don't want the hassle. They just want someone, look, point me in the right direction, do this or do the other way.
Well, correct. And I had to send an email to the drivers a few days before, because even though we've got 78 people, there's 51 of them were on our JFK flight, but the rest of them, which was 27, had come from all parts of the country, from Portland, Oregon to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Phoenix, Arizona, and Colorado Springs, and you had to coordinate all their air and make sure that we all arrive in at the same time. But I look upon that as a challenge, and I relish it every time.
And for people to be able to get in contact with you if they're organising groups and that, let it be in America or anywhere else, or even here in Ireland, that there, like, where would they get in contact with you? Because you can talk to our people out there.
Well, yes, I do have a website called caddytoursonline.com. It's not just about golf, which people think it is about because of the name. No, I do give a service. I also do small family groups of 8 or 9 or 10, or even do 2 golfers going over. I also have a toll-free number in America. You can call me anywhere at 866-387-6759. I'm also on Facebook. And the good thing about social media today, for example, would be all the buses now here in Ireland have Wi-Fi on board, and everybody either has a Facebook account or a Twitter account. And for those people who couldn't come on this trip for certain circumstances, are starting to follow us now. So I, at the end of the day, would write a bit of a piece or a paragraph, and I'd post it on Facebook and with a few pictures, and the same on Twitter, and they're able to follow us every day. And sometimes I may get a response back, where are you going tomorrow? So they look forward to them, and more than likely they may become future travellers with us.
People will all say, oh, I wonder what are they like, and they're listening to and seeing what's going on, and when they see the operational system that you have in place and everything going smoothly, I'll be with him next year.
That is correct, because when people realise that the package we put together includes their air, their lodgings, their meals, all they're going to do is just show up. And we have got great, and I think what makes and breaks a tour are the driver guides and our coaches, because that's what makes a trip. And we've got some of the best ones that we have, and they gel with everybody. They're humorous, they're funny, they allow also some time for them to sleep and not always talk all the time, and that gives them a sense of security where they know that the guy knows what he's doing. And it's very important for them to gel with everybody.
And you find, since you've been dealing with Andy now as well, you find he's an absolute gentleman, because I know from my dealings with him and talking to him, he comes across as someone that works so hard at what he's doing, and I'm quite sure you would find the same as well, and an easy person to work with too.
I do agree, and I think the reason why we work so well is because I've known him for 20 years. Because after my time in Aer Lingus, I worked with O'Connor Fairways, which at the time was one of the largest travel agents in New York, run by a Corkman called Barry Toomey. Hope to see him now this year in Cork. And I learned there that the office manager at the time was his wife, Susanna Cooney. So I saw Andy, say, in my time in Aer Lingus, if we went out, say, after work, I'd see him perform as an entertainer. Didn't know him as an individual. Right. But suddenly, when I went to work with O'Connor Fairways, I met Susanna, the bond became closer. And even though I moved away from New York in '97 down to DC, we've kept the bonds stronger. We've shared Christmas cards every year. I think our first impression that we met each other was very strong. And even today now, our business relationship and our friendship has grown stronger because of it.
And it's great to have, you know, those two relationships there, where you've one side is business and the other side is just a pleasure part of it as well too. You can go out and just enjoy life as well. But from the business perspective anyway, it is fantastic to have someone like yourself that can coordinate things. It takes the pressure of Andy as well, because you have the buses, the planes, all the details run smooth, and that's what people want at the end of the day.
That is correct. So I'm only one phone call away. I do touch base with him every so often, give him an update on numbers. That's all he wants to hear and do. And now proof is in the pudding. This is the second year in a row that we've had 2 coach loads of people. Like, we had 74 last year, 78 this year, and we're hoping maybe next year to get 3.
But that would be fantastic. It'd really make, even for Ireland, like, you know, if tourists like that coming in, like, there's a opportunities for people to come back home and connect with their roots, you know, see where maybe grandparents lived, and just get a look at the country. Like, a lot of people would have maybe travelled to other parts of the country, but they wouldn't have seen the heartland of the Ireland, like what you're seeing now in Cavan, down to Kilkenny, and those areas as well too. And I think people like you are actually a credit to the country and to your people that you're bringing around on tours.
I agree. I think if you look at a typical brochure of a company, whether it be, you know, CIE or Celtic or whatever it may be, it seems that the majority of tours that they create are all around the coastline, and they forget about the lakeland counties of Cavan and Roscommon and Sligo and Leitrim, and do a coastal route because that's what most people want. But what Andy and I do is we negotiate and come together once a year and decide where we're going to go next year. So, like, for example, tomorrow we leave Cavan and we go to Galway via Strokestown and Roscommon to visit the family museum. So not every tour goes into those little places tomorrow. So we are giving them a different feel of Ireland, where this is the true heartland of Ireland, and they're getting to meet the locals as well, one-on-one. And but by the way, on my tour we've got people such as the Tierneys and the Kellys and the Kennedys who all have Irish heritage, and for some of these people it's their first time here. So they realise that when they come back in the future, whether it's with me on a tour or they do a self-drive tour, that they can go back and find their roots and find their ancestry.
All the Americans back home. Back to Cavan. It was Andy Cooney. Come back, Paddy Riley. Come back, Andy Cooney to Paddy. We're having a ball, right? Yes. Of course. So day one. Day one. Day one. Day one.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the fabulous Andy Cooney and all his guests, Americans from all over America. He's a fabulous ambassador to Ireland, certainly for the last number of years, been bringing in tourists into this country and giving them a fantastic time. The people I spoke to, I have to say hello. Lovely meeting you. You're absolutely a fabulous bunch of people, and I hope you had a fantastic time. You certainly, from what I've seen there, you were really enjoying it. And also playing the music there along with Andy tonight was our local artist there, Andreas Durkin, and he brought along one of his own band members there, a musician in his own right there, Jamie Kelly. Great music, and if you ever see him around, whether you're in America or anywhere on his cruises and tours around there, they're a fantastic tour. He is playing in I think in New York, in Carnegie Hall there, so he is. He's doing a fabulous show, it's almost sold out there, and I'll have to say, do go and see him. He will be back again in Ireland. Anywhere you see him around the country, he puts on a fantastic show. But from Country Time with Quinn, we'll say good night and have a great weekend.